Hello, this is Pastor Roland, checking in to see how you're doing. Hope you're doing better. Today I want to talk about the whole process of recovery. What does it mean? What does recovery mean? Recovery means to begin to refine the state that the human race had before it fell. You need to find that for yourself. You need to refine what Adam had before he fell in the Garden of Eden. When Adam fell, when he disobeyed God, when he obeyed the will of the serpent, spoken through his wife, but it wasn't her speaking, it was the serpent speaking through her. He decided to try knowledge rather than intuition, rather than just wordlessly knowing what's right, wordlessly realizing things. Instead, he decided to go it on his own. He was ambitious, in other words. And that ambition got him cut off from God. And when he was cut off from God, then he began to die, to deteriorate. And we, the great, 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 great grandchildren of Adam and Eve, that's what we're born with. That's the legacy of Paradise Lost. That's the legacy of original sin. So we are born with a nature something like his: prideful, don't want to admit we're wrong, willful, egotistical, and that's the way we're born. And we're also born with bodies, failing bodies, that are destined to die unless we find salvation. So now you can perhaps you can see now that just a little bit is not enough. You have to go the whole way. Doesn't it say something? Christ talks about enduring, or Paul talks about enduring to the end. See, you have to go all the way. It's not enough just to be a little bit better, to feel a little bit better, to be a little bit nicer, okay? To eat a little more health food, exercise a little more, save a little bit of money. I'm not saying those are not good things to do, but I'm saying they're not enough. You have to go all the way. What you need is a new nature. And then, in this life, as you go through various trials and temptations and the vicissitudes of life, okay, and as you're dealing with people, with your partner, with your kids, with your neighbors, you develop character. See, there have to be some problem. There have to be some problems, some issues, some challenges, temptations, ups and downs, hard times. There have to be those in order to develop, to help to develop this new nature, character. In the past, you, when I say you, I mean people in general, deal with any issue by resenting it, getting angry at it, upset at it, rolling up your sleeves and willfully trying and huffing and puffing and compensating. See? Compensating. Compensating for what you don't have because of what was lost. See? So at a certain point, some of us, when we reach rock bottom, we cry out to God, then he answers with light. See, that's the first thing is light, which the light has always been there, but you've known it as conscience. You've known light as conscience, but because conscience made you feel bad, you didn't like it, so you tried to avoid it. But now, people reach a point where they're willing to admit the truth, and they want to know the truth, and they want to come clean. See, see, if you see, another way of looking at it is that what happened in the Garden of Eden was a trauma. See, a lot of you understand trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. You understand that from what happened to you as a child, or what happened to you in the military, or what happened to you um, in different ways. Trauma. Okay. So what trauma was in the Garden of Eden? What trauma was in the Garden of Eden was what was on the outside got on the inside. See, the serpent was outside in the foliage, and then got inside. The spirit of doubt, the spirit of rebellion, the spirit of will, and the will of the serpent, see, came through Eve and entered into Adam. And now it was on the inside. Okay? Speaking to him in his mind and driving him and tormenting him and egging him on and challenging him and scary. See? All that. It got on the inside. So that's what happens in trauma. In trauma, we are penetrated by the outside. So for us, for our traumas, we're penetrated by the circumstance, and after that we develop a memory of that circumstance, like an engram. In the mind, and also our body reacts to situations that are similar to that trauma scene. So the same sounds, the same smells, the same words, people that look alike or sound alike, we're in the trauma scene, then we react to it. But not only that, but often there's also the spirit of trauma, the spirit behind the trauma, the one who designed it, the one who made it happen, made the trauma happen. That spirit enters. Okay? So now, if you've had PTSD, now you know what happened to Adam. Now, why are you susceptible to PTSD? The reason that we're susceptible to trauma is because we have a fallen nature. Okay? We have a fallen nature that grows through reacting to like animals. Animals react. That's all they know. They don't have intuition. They don't have principles to guide them and an internal rapport with their creator and faith and all those beautiful things. They don't have that. All they know is react. So the animals react, okay? But as they react, they adapt. They adapt to the circumstances. So that's what happens to us. We adapt. We struggle. And that adaptation, either a continual struggle or giving in or a laissez-faire situation, mutual or whatever the kind of relationship we end up, whether it's codependent or antagonistic or submissive to the trauma scene or to the traumatizing person. It takes energy. We use up our life energy. There was a man, Dr. Hans Selye. He was one of the first and one of the greatest researchers on stress. Beautiful. I have some of his books. Just excellent. Dr. Hans Selye. And he said that when we adapt, we use up adaptation energy. So, or élan vital, vital force. Okay. Well, all right. So wouldn't it if Adam had never fallen, nothing would have gotten inside. He would have maintained the relationship with his Heavenly Father, and he would have lived forever. Okay? And he would have enjoyed the good graces of Father. And it would have been an exciting adventure to journey through God's great creation with the Father there, see, and Eve by his side. It would have been beautiful. But he messed it up. So that's what we inherit. Okay, so it's not your fault what you inherit. But now the question is, as we grow as egos, we struggle, and through challenge and through tease, we develop our ego, and we develop as partially as animals. Okay, but also there comes a time then when we can begin to either incline one way or the other. Incline toward more corruption, more things entering in, more challenge, more tease, more adaptation. See, either happening to us or us doing it to others, or we can incline toward wanting to refine our innocence, wanting to refine the Father we've never known. See, and to know the truth. See, the other problem that comes in from the outside is the outside is full of deception and deceit and lies. See, that's how the evil one operates. He lies. See, they tell you, well, this is a good deal, and then you sign the paperwork and it's not a good deal. See, you get involved with somebody and then you find out that they're not what you thought. They're already married, or they have another boyfriend or girlfriend, or you see what I mean? Or you find out they've have a history, a past. Okay, you go to work somewhere, they make it look so wonderful, and then when you go to work there, you find out it's not what you thought it was. Okay, so that's what it's all about, and then you're led into trauma. You get in a car with someone, your teenagers come by and say the other teenagers say, let's go out and have a good time. So you get in the car and you go with them, and then something happens. See, or they say, oh, this drug is okay or safe, or just do it one time, and then something bad happens. See, so it's always deceit. Okay, so that's how it was in the Garden of Eden, and that's how it is now. And even if you resent the deceiver, somebody promises you something and then they don't deliver, or they tell you you're going to get all this stuff, and then you sign the paperwork and then you don't get it. Even if you resent them, that resentment is a trauma. It's a reaction. It causes a trauma. So what you need is to find the Creator's light. See, God's light of truth shines through, exposes deceit. Then you won't follow the deceivers anymore. And God's light of truth also tutors you. It shows you things like, it shows you that you mustn't resent people. You mustn't hate them. It says in the Bible, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. You'll begin to understand what that means. Okay? You'll begin to understand why you mustn't resent people. And you fathers, you'll begin to understand why you must have no vices. Why you must be there for your family, for your kids. Okay? You'll begin to see all these things. And when you see them clearly, then the cigarettes you once thought you needed, you just won't need them anymore. When you see that they're not good, see? And slowly but surely, in God's light, you begin to react less and less and less and less. And the more you don't react, the more you remain steadfast, the more you remain patient. See? The more you become impervious to trauma, impervious to stress, impervious to evil, impervious to deceit. And that is a process of becoming perfect. See? It's a becoming process. When you no longer respond to temptation, because you see through it, and there's nothing there for you. And all you want to do is God's will, not your own will. When that day comes, See? Then you will be the stuff of life, and death will have no way to enter. See? So you see, so now you see why you have to make a transition. Why you must why it's more than just eating a little better food or exercising a bit more. See, it's a much bigger deal than that. But luckily for you, it's in the hands of the Creator. What you must do is yearn for your Creator. Yearn for Him. Okay? And the other thing you can do is get my meditation, which teaches you how to stand back from thought. See, the corruption. See, you can even see how your thoughts are evidence of corruption. See how everything gets in. The things that happen during the day, you react to them. Even if you don't realize it, you react to them. And then at night, you're laying in bed, and then the whole day parades before you. And then at night, when you're laying in bed, you relive the scene. What happened? What she said? What he said? What this happened? See? It gets inside. So what you need to do is to learn how to not get pulled into those images, and to stand back, mentally stand back, and then go out in the world with a meditative frame of mind, a meditative state of mind. Okay? And then go through life without reacting. And when you don't react, then it doesn't get inside. And you go through the day, see, each moment, just go through the day doing whatever you need to do. You go to work, you go shopping, you come home, you clean the house, whatever you do, talk to your kids. Okay? But always within the back of your mind, you always want to do the right thing. And at certain moments during the day, you search your heart, see what is the right thing. Okay? And mostly it means not doing the wrong thing. Mostly doing the right thing just means not doing the wrong thing. Instead of getting angry, you don't get angry. Instead of getting irritated, you don't get irritated. Instead of joining in the gossip, you don't join in the gossip. See? It's very simple. Then at the end of the day, you went through with patience, with some poise, and there's nothing sticks, nothing penetrated. You have a good night's sleep, and the next morning you wake up fresh with fresh eyes, and you go forward to meet the new day, and there's no baggage from yesterday. See? Nothing but a beautiful, blessed present. Okay? Now a lot of us have been very corrupted, very traumatized, and very, very corrupted. And because then in our anger, we tried to kill the pain and the agony of seeing how wrong we were and so on. So we took drugs, or we smoked marijuana, or we drank, or all those types of things. Then we hung around with wrong people, and so a lot of trauma got in. We hated our mom, we hated our dad, hated other people. That's how it got in. And then we grew up in unprotected. Our parents didn't protect us properly from the horrible school system, or we grew up and got involved with the wrong people in the group peer pressure, and we went along, and so we did a lot of corruption. So there's a lot of things to be seen, but luckily God's light will those things will surface as the weeks and months go by. They'll surface in a timely, orderly manner, according to God's schedule, and you'll see your error, resentment mainly, that sort of thing, or selfishness or whatever. You'll see it, you'll regret what you see about yourself, and then and God forgives you, and then the memory is gone. One day it'll be like none of it ever happened. So I recommend you get the meditation because it's very helpful. I have different meditations. You might try just starting with the easy meditation because it's free and it's very simple. You can learn it in 5 minutes. Okay? And I also have some books that are very, very nice. But for sure, the main thing is the meditation. My name is Pastor Roland.